All right, how are we doing? My name's Ashton. Let's talk about music. Um, Today we're continuing with the band versus band suggestions that I've been given. A lot of them are from my friends and family, but there are a couple out there that have been recommended on YouTube. Um, some of them, again, like I said in the last video, I need to do further research on because I haven't heard of them. So I need to find some songs which I like and compare them. But rest assured, every single request will be dealt with. There's probably going to be a part 3. I do apologise. Also, I am being a bit quieter today because my wife's asleep in the next room. So I don't want to wake her up, like, you know. So anyway, let's continue from where we last left off with my little brother's suggestions. So the next one he's given me is Red Hot Chili Peppers versus Foo Fighters. That's a really good one, actually. Oh, well, Red Hot Chili Peppers, I've done a lot of songs from my childhood. Like, I listened to a lot more Red Hot Chili Peppers when I was younger than Foo Fighters. And to be honest, nowadays as well, probably still listen to more Red Hot Chilies than Foo Fighters. Even though they're both fantastic, phenomenal bands, I think I'm going to have to pick Red Hot Chili Peppers simply through I've had more exposure of them and I listen to a lot more songs of theirs on the regular. However, that being said, Foo Fighters is still great. Rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins. Anyway, next one he's given me is Justin Bieber versus Katy Perry. Which one do I hate the least? It's definitely Katy Perry, actually. Justin Bieber's a knob. I mean, Katy Perry's done some alright songs, I just don't really listen to either of them, so Katy Perry, yeah. Oasis versus the Beatles. Now, this is going to annoy some people because the Beatles are classic, but I don't like them. They're just not my cup of tea at all. Absolute respect for them for what they've done for rock music. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be listening to anything nowadays. But if I was to only listen to one of these bands for the rest of my life, it would have to be Oasis, even though I despise them too. Just for Wonderwall, man. Yeah, Oasis. There's an alarm going off somewhere, but it's not our building. Don't worry. Anyway, Tech 9 versus Rage Against the Machine. They're two completely different genres. Tech 9 versus Rage. Oh man, no. Right. I really like Tech 9. He's one of my favourite rappers. I'm quite into that chopper style of rap, where it's very, very quick. Not necessarily about the swing on the flow. Although there are some good rappers out there that use a lot of swing. But I do like Tech 9. But I love Rage Against the Machine. Probably Rage Against the Machine, to be honest, because I could probably, as much as I do like Tech 9, there are other rappers out there that are better than Tech 9, in my personal opinion. So yeah, Rage Against the Machine. Level 60 Elite Tauren Chieftains versus Slayer. Level 6. If you don't know who the Level 60 Elite Tauren Chieftains are, you've never played World of Warcraft, and that's fair enough. But basically, in World of Warcraft, there's a heavy metal / rock band that was made up entirely of World of Warcraft characters, and you could pay like gold in game to go and watch a gig of just some World of Warcraft characters rocking out on stage. Why not, you know? But yeah, them versus Slayer. Oh, level 60 Elite Tauren Chieftains are definitely a bit more up my street than Slayer. I'm not such a fan of thrash metal. I find that thrash metal does get quite boring after a while because the vast majority, not all, there are some thrash metal bands out there that are really, really great, but the vast majority is just I hate the government, you know. Gets a bit old, doesn't it? But Raining Blood, one of the all-time metal classics. Raining Blood is fantastic. And South of Heaven, is it South of Heaven? Yeah. And Angel of Death, which is a great song. Plus, I've seen Slayer live and they were great. Yeah, Slayer, yeah, Slayer. I'll go with Slayer. Beyonce versus Rihanna. Rihanna all the way. Rihanna's part of my childhood, and I quite like old Rihanna. Old Rihanna's good. New Rihanna's pretty naff, to be honest. I just never really listened to Beyonce. Like, you know, Queen Bee and all that, but Rihanna's better. Do apologise. Avicii versus the Chainsmokers. I can't stand the Chainsmokers. Avicii. Swedish House Mafia versus Infected Mushroom. Infected Mushroom is great, and I don't really like Swedish House Mafia, so Infected Mushroom. Thank you very much, Ethan. You've given me some nasty ones, and you give me some good ones. Now, my young sister Esme, My Chemical Romance versus Slipknot. Oh, where do I even go? Oh, Slipknot. It's got to be. It's got to be. Like, My Chemical Romance are great and all, but Slipknot are better, in my opinion, personally. That's going to offend some people as well. Slipknot, yeah. And Justin Timberlake versus Amy Winehouse. You cannot even compare Justin Timberlake to Amy Winehouse. Justin Timberlake is a knob. Amy Winehouse was a fantastic singer. Amy Winehouse, all the way. Thank you, Esme. Now, for my good friend Isaac Peacock, he's given me two, and they're both interesting. First one is Linkin Park versus Bring Me the Horizon. Oh, that's going to take some thinking. Oh, I really like both of those bands. Early Linkin Park smashes early Bring Me the Horizon any day, simply through the mix. Like the first Bring Me the Horizon album was good, but it was just very abrasive to the ears. Like if they'd remastered that and made it like good sounding, then maybe I could get along with it. But it's got nothing compared to Hybrid Theory. Like Hybrid Theory was an absolute classic. But then again, new Bring Me the Horizon is fantastic. And Linkin Park aren't releasing music anymore. Rest in peace, Chester Bennington. I'm probably going to have to go Bring Me the Horizon, which is going to offend even more people. But I was a late bloomer to Linkin Park. I heard Numb and was like, yeah, this is alright. And then I found Slipknot and just ignored Linkin Park for ages. But Bring Me the Horizon I did find, and I was like, do you know what? I like these. I really like these. Apart from the album before Ammo. Even Ammo was a bit naff, to be honest. But the Survival Horror EP and Sempiternal, two of my favourite records. From Bring Me the Horizon. But two of my favourite metalcore records, like really, really good. So yeah, Bring Me the Horizon. And the last one he's given me is a very interesting one. Eminem versus Gojira. Okay. Let's unpack that one, shall we? Well, okay, on the one hand, we've got Eminem, the self-proclaimed GOAT of rap. He's done Rap God, he's done Without Me. Most of my childhood songs, to be honest, I was brought up on Eminem. Versus Gojira, who have got, there we go, who have got Only Pain, Flying Whales. The album that was on was great as well. Their newest album, what was that called again? Fortitude. That was a great album. Really, really good album. Not one of my favourite albums, but still a very, very good album. Oh, I've been getting into Gojira recently. I think that's kind of unfair, to be honest, because they're two very different genres, but I don't want to give up listening to either of them. Actually, no, if we think about it logically, if I can only listen to one of them for the rest of my life, I've technically already done my listening to Eminem, so I think I'll take Gojira, even though I'll be quite sad that I won't be able to listen to Eminem anymore. That being said, yeah, Gojira. Sorry, Marshall. Thank you, Isaac. We got one from my little brother's friend, Sean Watkins. He says, Meatloaf versus I Prevail. Now, for me, I Prevail. Because I Prevail is sick, and I really, really like I Prevail. And Meatloaf is great, but I just don't listen to him nowadays. Even though he's great, I just don't listen to him nowadays. I'm listening to metalcore and deathcore and death metal and heavy stuff, and Meatloaf just isn't heavy because, well, he didn't need to be. He was great as he was. And it was back then, way back then, heavy metal was a bit naff. But yeah, I Prevail versus Meatloaf. That's going to really peeve off some people out there. But anyway, yeah, thank you, Sean. And we've got one from my friend Kirsty Edwards. She says, Harry Styles versus Rihanna. Rihanna all the way. Harry Styles is a knob. Then we've got my cousin Joel Fielding, who says, the 1975 versus 5 Seconds of Summer. The 1975 are okay. They've done some alright songs. Definitely not my kind of vibe, but they're okay. But 5 Seconds of Summer have released a song that I genuinely listen to, like, on the regular. And I think it was a live recording where the drummer and the singer switched places. and it was called Pizza. It was like 47 seconds. It was just really, really funny, and I enjoyed it. So 5 seconds of summer for me. Thank you, Joel. And yeah, I think we're going to have to end it here because the video has reached 10 minutes. Like I said earlier, do not worry. All requests will be taken into account. I'm probably going to have to make this a series because they're going to keep on coming, I reckon. But anyway, thank you to anybody and everybody who's submitted a request. I promise I will get through them all. You will not be left out. And thank you for joining me today, and have a good morning, day, evening, night, wherever you may be on the face of the earth. Tara.